because I can't hit that.
What are you talking about? I need to.
And the
I didn't.
bass and the
I,
bass keeps running, running, and running, running.
nope.
And it's contact. Disrespect for our busted rhyme. You break your neck. I got 5 minutes. I can't remember the rest of it. I used to be able to go off of that song.
Sad.
Bro, if you weren't rocking with the Black Eyed Peas, there's a
You're alright.
problem with you.
You're alright.
All right, okay. I mean, they had such bangers. They had "Where's the Love." That was a good one.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. It was a classic with JT doing a little chorus in
Mm-hmm.
there. All right, here we go. In 5 seconds. In five, four, three, two, and one. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on the Welcome Up Podcast. I'm your host, Famously Garden. Enjoy my coach Q.
What it do, y'all? What it do?
And in today's episode, we are reviewing a little bit of OVs, a little bit of OV official visits that happened over the weekend. Get you guys set up how everything went. A lot of good intel there. Things that we've heard down the pipeline, and I mean, we've got a cool video to show as far as how some of these visits look. A little inside look there. If you haven't seen some of these videos out there, they're really cool. So we'll be able to kind of get a look there. Q, the Gamecocks swept at LSU. I believe that is probably currents for Monty Lee as far as everything that I've kind of been told. I mean, that's it is what it is at that point. I'd love to see Monty some kind of capacity stay with the Gamecocks. I think he's fantastic. He's great at what he does. He's a great recruiter, great with the kids. I mean, just fantastic guy. So, Q, we'll talk about our top five or top three coaches we could see potentially take this gig, man. Potentially take this gig out of the University of South Carolina, which is, by the way, still a very coveted job. Okay, a lot of people still look at this as a huge, huge job. So, just saying, it may seem like those trophies have some dust on them. I get it. But at the end of the day, people still look at this program as being a top program to coach at. So we will get into that. Q, before we get into the OVs, I do think we just need to talk about the sweep by LSU real quick. The Gamecocks go up there, can't really manifest much at all. The runs were far few in between. I believe they scored a total of 4 runs in the 3-game series. It just didn't seem like they had it in them, man. It's like I don't know if they just lost it. They lost the enthusiasm, or it just died maybe during the midweek against the Citadel again. I don't know, but it felt like the Paul Mainieri-ish that we saw last season into early this season kind of, welcomed themselves back after that loss to the Citadel. Q, what are your thoughts about getting swept on the road at LSU, which, by the way, this is not LSU from last year. I think we can all agree on that.
This team stinks. That's my thoughts on it. Now, there are factors to why they stink. Because nothing else to say to it. This team sucks. I've watched them. Even when we had the dummy as a coach, I watched them. But this team sucks because this team can't get out their own way. That's why this team sucks. They can't get out their own way. And the reason they can't get out their own way is because when you look at the damage Paul Mainieri did to this program, kids got to learn how to win again. I mean, it's just the end of the day, the kids got to learn how to win. And in my personal opinion, when I look at it from my standpoint, you can tell this team doesn't know how to win, doesn't know how to close things out, doesn't know how to win. They should have swept Kentucky. They should have won 2 out of 3 with Arkansas. I mean, they can't get out their way to win. Amp Phillips, like, he has not been himself this year since he's gotten under a Paul Mainieri tool program.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the sweep doesn't shock me. Like, this team does not know how to not be a bottom dweller and be able to get themselves out of it. Their midweeks have shown that. They just have not been good. My God, we lost to the armed forces. Like, God bless America. Well, this team just is not good. Talent-wise, they have it. It's just not. It's poorly structured. When you have the 7th best, what is the words I'm looking for? 7th best amount of money to pour into this program, and this is the result. Paul Mainieri should be sued. And I say this to say I say that to say this. No matter how you guys want to put this, Monty Lee is just now getting to coach his team. Yes, he's had a couple series. Yes, he's had a couple of midweek games and all that. But it takes longer than this. That's why they have what we call an off season. It takes longer than this to get people prepared to play the game. They were not prepared because they're trying to prepare Monty Lee's way, which would have been more. If Monty coached his team from day one to now, his team guaranteed makes a regional. Even if you started Monty Lee, coach after the Clemson series, team makes the postseason. I do firmly believe that. But you took time to, for whatever reason, which I've been said this, you could have ripped the Band-Aid off like a long time ago. And you didn't. Which is fine, whatever. I don't question that. You can't refute the damage that's already been done. So what do you do in a situation like that? In the midst of that, well, you turn the page and you try to find it. I will say this, contrary to what everybody wants to say and wants to believe, Monty ain't the issue. Monty may not be the head coach that you want, but Monty ain't the issue. I will say that Monty ain't the issue. There's big time names that want to come here, sure. But keeping Monty on staff ain't a bad idea.
I mean, that's just where I'm at with it. I mean, Monty has been through the business. I mean, at South Carolina, even in the early 2000s, he was here before the Gamecocks won the World Series, right? But he was part of that growth. He was part of that program trajectory, and we have to tip our cap to Monty. 20 years ago, right? I mean, God, I cannot believe it's been 20 years. That's absolutely insane to say, but I mean, it's been that long, man, and at the end of the day, I understand Monty did not get it done as the interim coach at South Carolina, and that's the way it's going to be. But I mean, boosters, they're going to have the ultimate say with these things where it's going to go, and there's no shot, in my opinion, that Monty gets retained, even as well, not retained, but it looked as being a possible head coach candidate at South Carolina. I love Monty Lee. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm a big Monty Lee guy, especially that everybody's told us, right? Cole Messina, Ethan Petrie, all those guys, Q, that they would tell, the stories that they would tell on the podcast or when we had our calls. Like, I'm a big Monty Lee guy, and this even goes before, this when he got to South Carolina the second time. So I would love to see him back in a Gamecock uniform in some kind of capacity, maybe some kind of small assistant role of some sorts, but in a I don't know, but to me, you can't lose the guy, because if you think South Carolina baseball as a whole, Monty Lee's in that conversation, and I'm talking about the state of South Carolina. I think we can all agree on that. So, like I said, if there's some kind of way of retaining Monty Lee in a small kind of capacity, but it makes sense, especially in recruiting, I'm good with it, because I'm going to tell you the amount of teams that offered Ethan Petrie way more money than South Carolina, and Ethan Petrie stayed at South Carolina for one because of Monty Lee, says a lot.
I mean, it comes back to, like, Paul Mainieri is a complete dummy. Like, he's one of the dumbest people I've ever seen walk the face of this earth. Like, if Monty Lee was standing in front of me today, I would literally tell Monty Lee to go over and smack Paul Mainieri in the face. Like,
well, the fact that Monty won more games in SEC play than Paul Mainieri did in his whole season, and not even a full quarter, obviously, but still, I mean, it's just crazy to me,
because Paul sucks. Paul Mainieri literally should not be a Hall of Famer because of what he did. No one wants to sit there and say, well, it's one school. No. Paul had everything he needed to make this successful, and he chose against it because he's an idiot. Paul's an idiot. But it's okay, because what Paul's going to get in the long run is he's going to understand that how he did things and what he did is going to hurt his reputation no matter how anyone puts it.
It will. It will. No, you're not
You
wrong.
set this
You're not
you
wrong.
set this program back. Now we need someone that can flip it and turn it into something successful. Because the second these guys get back good and successful, I promise you, butts are going to be back in those seats.
Yeah. No, it's not going to take much, honestly. When South Carolina gets back with the way the portal is and NIL and all these things now, South Carolina is going to have a great opportunity to get back quick, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be a massive rebuild that's going to take ample amount of years or anything like that. South Carolina is already a good face in baseball, whether things are the way they are right now or not. It's just the fact of the matter is that South Carolina's a respectable program. They've always been. I mean, yeah, you don't
How
almost
you
win
put it?
3 World Series in a row
Mm-hmm.
and not considered, a respectable program still.
Respectable
Sorry.
program.
Yeah, you don't just disappear into the night. It's not the way these things
Respectable
go.
program. I've been
It's
trying
not
to
the way
tell
these
folks.
things go.
Respectable
So,
program.
Q, we'll get back to it, man. We'll talk about our, top 3 baseball coach replacements here after the, towards the end. Q, a big weekend for Gamecock football and recruiting. A lot of things are on fire in a good sense, in a good way, Q. A lot of players came to visit and a lot of good things came out of it. But Q, before we get into those full officials, Q, there's a Gamecock that decided to commit right when we were, recording the last episode on that Friday night, where Judah Lancaster commits to the Gamecocks, the 3-star tight end out of Brentwood Academy in Brentwood, Tennessee. Which, by the way, Q, we will be getting Mr. Lancaster on the podcast here soon, so that's exciting.
Good.
But he is 6'4", 230 pounds, a big guy, a big Josh Simon like kind of type. Kind of feel me on that, I'm just saying he's a baller. He's a baller. And Q, the names that South Carolina beat for this kid are strong, very
That's
very
true.
strong.
That's true. He's the prototypical Josh Simon type, especially when he gets into a weight room. He's going to be the prototypical, can move, has good speed, great receiving hands. He's played at the top levels with IMG. Now he's going over to Brentwood, where he's going to play top ball. And as I've stated before, Tennessee's top ball is played in the private school realm. With you have Brentwood, you have Baylor, you have Macaulay, Innsworth, those type schools. They all play in the same league. These are the things that you're going to see. These are the things you're going to look at. I'm intrigued to see him in a program like what we have and how he can develop that way. Because if he develops his blocking to an extent, man, you've got a lethal weapon on your hand, bro. I like the kid a lot. Prototypical Mike Tyler size kid. I think it was a good get for Shane. I think he's going to move up, especially if he's able to put up the numbers he's in my opinion, I think he's going to be able to put up the numbers. And that's going to be the key, putting up the numbers. So that's where we're at with it. I'm a big fan there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great kid, man. We talked about this coming into this one that he was on commit watch, and he ultimately does pull. Like I said, pull the trigger while we're recording the dang thing. So,
Yeah,
gotta love when that happens. But hey, that's recruiting for you. That's recruiting for you, recruiting 101, man.
Name of the game.
But I gotta say, it was a good weekend for the Gamecocks. Like I said, in terms of all the recruiting, a lot of great players came to visit, and obviously. We talked about these visits, in the last episode, which, we're going to go over a couple of names real quick to talk about how they really went. Obviously, one of the biggest ones I want to talk about is Kennedy Green, the 4-star safety out of Douglas County, out of Georgia, Mableton, Georgia. That's the Mississippi State. He was one point committed to the Bulldogs over there, but since had a change of heart. And it's one of those kids. The Gamecocks did a job on this visit once again, and I feel if we're saying somebody's a favorite at this point, Q, I think it's confidence. I think it's very confident to say that South Carolina does lead at this point for Kennedy Green, and I think it's pretty strong there from the things that have been said.
Yeah, it's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when.
Yeah. Yes, I think they did a hell of a job there. Seth Tillman was an interesting one. Q. South Carolina was kind of making up some ground between Clemson and Georgia, and I feel like the Gamecocks did a lot of good work there on this visit. Not to say that they've completely are right there with them, neck and neck, but I've heard sources out of South Point, things are looking better for the Gamecocks right now in that recruitment. So that That'd be good, Q. It's a great defensive tackle out of Rock Hill.
I'm curious how the rest of this is gonna go.
Yeah.
I don't think if I was a betting man today, I don't see Seth being in this class.
He may
But
not be. Yeah, he may
I
not
do
be.
I do think we did what our part was. I don't think it's completely on Carolina. I'll say I do think Seth waited too long to come back to campus. He's had a lot of opportunities, and I think it was kind of like he waited too long. I would have felt a lot better if he'd have came the weekend of the spring game. Well, the spring thing.
Yeah.
Like he was intended to come. And then came for his official visit. That would have been I felt like we were way more in the game, but it's hard to say at this current moment, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I understand that. 4-star defensive end, the edge out of Florida, out there, Orlando, Florida, Frederick Ards came to visit. One of the biggest hits for him was seeing his name on the sign down at 5 points, down a touchdown 5 points. Shout out to Tommy for doing his thing as he keeps, doing the most for recruits. And guys don't talk about that enough.
Correct.
What that local business is doing. So shout out to them. If you're ever down there, 5 points, get a drink out there. I think they have a podcast these days, so check them out. But Frederick Ards, 4-star defensive end out of Orlando, Florida. The Gators are a heavy one in there. Obviously the Aggies were there too. I still feel like the Gators are probably the good pick there. However, the Gamecocks did a lot of good work there. Q, have you heard anything else there on that end with Ards?
I think it's still gonna come down to A&M or us. I think Florida's gonna make a push if they don't get a couple more people. I think they're gonna make a huge push and try and get that recruitment over with. But the more Ard visits, I mean, we'll just have to see. But I mean, there's a reason why we're looking at what we're looking at when it comes to the defensive end recruitment. That's how I look at it personally.
Yeah, I mean it's a very deep class. I mean, once again, now we're bringing another edge rusher up, and that's Desmond Malpress out of Jacksonville, Florida.
I think we need to go ahead and get him. We got to go ahead and get him in the fold. That's a kid I'm a huge fan of. I mean, we lead by a wide margin. I just think we need to get I think we just need to get there. We just need to get to the finish line with him.
Yeah, no, I agree on that. I think with Desmond Malpress that the Gamecocks have done a substantial, job getting there to this point. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the kids that Deion Barnes, I mean, contacted as soon as he got to campus. It was one of the guys, because if I'm not mistaken, he was also chasing him when he was at Penn State. So
correct,
they already have that connection, as he has connection with a lot of guys too. That's not just one guy there. One of my favorite, prospects is on campus. AJ Randall Jr., the linebacker out of Garner, North Carolina, 4-star guy. Great visit, really, really great visit. His family loved it, and
I'm intrigued to see I'm intrigued with Randall. I think we're in the game. I just want to see where we stand when it comes to proximity of home. Because when you look at his top schools, we're the closest school.
And
by far the closest school. So it's kind of does he prefer to have his family close by, stuff like that. So
yeah, I know with the location, and it's funny these days because a lot of times, it doesn't come into play with a lot of kids, right? But for him, he's made it known, right? He's made it known as other players have too. So we'll see how that really ends up. Gamecocks did a lot of work with Sam Survey, Dewey Young, with them, and I feel like they did some good work. The kid out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, there. So
he's just an interesting thing. He's kind of blown up late, and so we just have to see how his visits take shape and what those look like. But I mean, they did a good job with him. They did a really good job. They set the bar high with him.
No, they really did. They did a fantastic job. So we'll see, what that continues to look like, throughout the time what we got left on it as far as until, NSD. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that far away, but I mean, it's December. I mean, December comes so quick, man.
It does.
The way time flies these days, it comes so quick.
It does.
Interesting prospect, man, with the Cincinnati decommit, Braden Tyson, the running back out of Snellville, Georgia.
Have you seen his tape?
I have seen his tape. Credit to Wes Mitchell and Chris Clark. I believe they're the ones that had that up, and I saw it. Yeah.
I'll say this: if we can get Trey and him, that's a haul. It's a really good haul.
That's a Stan Drayton masterclass right there.
That's a really good haul.
That the last two running back coaches at South Carolina or any running back coach under Shane Beamer has not been able to do yet.
Yeah, that's a really good haul. That's just, uh,
Yeah.
man, that kid. That's all I'm gonna say. I think Miami's gonna put full court press on him. It just depends, though. I've heard they want two backs as well. There's, it's just a. I'm intrigued to see what's gonna happen with this.
Yeah.
I'm
I
intrigued
feel
to see
like
what happens with this one.
yeah, I do. Yeah, and think about it. I feel like they did an ample amount of work in this one. I really do. I feel like the Gamecocks really put themselves in a really good position here for this particular one. So yeah, I mean we've got some things that are still working. Obviously you had Jerry Myers on campus. Our quarterback for the 27 class. He was on campus, and apparently
Hmm.
that was really well. I haven't having him on there, so went really really well. Stanford Willis is another guy I do want to talk about. The 3-star offensive lineman, the 6'5",
Hmm.
290. You know, he had a really good visit, and I feel like it's one of those like if Stafford Willis doesn't commit to the Gamecocks, soon I'd be shocked, honestly,
Yeah,
for
I
every
think so
way
too.
it all went because I mean it went really well, really 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 well. Uh,
I think
you
I
know,
think with him, I want to know when he's gonna try and close it down. I'm intrigued to see when he's gonna close it down.
yeah, I don't
I'm intrigued to see when he closes it out. I've heard he might close it soon. I'm not for sure, but I've been told he might close it down pretty soon.
I don't think there's a definitive date on when he's closing it down. I don't believe.
Mm-mm. I
Could
think
be
he may
wrong
still
about it.
take
Yeah,
his. I think he may take his visit, but I've heard there's a chance he could close it down pretty soon.
yeah, yeah. I think so, man. I do believe that's a good possibility the way things have gone, and it really does seem like it's been Gamecocks everything for him. So
Yeah, that
I
would be
really
another good one. And
we'll
he's
see
out
where
of
that
Alabama.
ends. Yes,
Out
yep,
of
which
Alabama,
is
yeah.
a good get. Really, really would be a really, really good get for the offensive line over there. I mean, the Gamecocks did a lot of work this past weekend. Q, I think we can all agree on that. So let's just see where it's at.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are asking for a welcome home by now, and I'm kind of surprised there maybe not have been at least one that trickled out there yet, and there hasn't been as far as I know. But it is what it is. It's recruiting, man.
Yeah, this is how this is. Name of the game. Just gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah, so it's like that sometimes. So we'll see where that ends. Q, we're going to head and we're going to talk about the baseball coaches, where we could see who's going where we could get, where we could, our top three guys. Before we do that, I want to give a shout out to Zach Pickens. Zach Pickens was picked off of waivers to the New York Giants from the
Hmm.
Kansas City Chiefs. So Zach Pickens continues to keep his NFL career going, man.
Shout out to
So
Zach.
yeah, congratulations, Zach Pickens, man.
Shout out to
Former
Zach.
former third, fourth rounder out of Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. So
Hmm.
yeah, shout out to him. So Q, let's go ahead and let's get to the fun stuff here. The top three coaches that we can see that should be our next targets at with the Gamecock baseball program. Q, I'm going to label mine out, and I've got mine listed over here, and it starts right off Kevin Schnall. I mean, if that's not the first call you're making, I don't know what to tell you at
I
this
agree.
point. I truly don't. I mean, Kevin Schnall is just, I mean, it's fantastic, bro. Like Kevin Schnall is the guy. He's been part of a great run at Coastal Carolina, part of
Hmm.
building that, and I mean he's consistently been a contender. So
That's a
I
good
like
point.
I like him a lot, man. I really really like him a lot. So that's one of my guys. Next guy is James Ramsey out of Georgia Tech. I don't think there's anybody gonna argue that or question that at all. Quite frankly, for the way he's done, lately.
Probably not.
I know, you know,
Like, if we're giving it a buck 50, probably not.
yeah. And then
I could. What they say, I could see your point there.
yeah, and then I like Kevin Fitzgerald, man, at Kansas. And the reason I bring up Kevin Fitzgerald, he did a lot of great work with Dallas Baptist, which we all know is a very good baseball program. He was part of the LSU 2022 recruiting assistant over there. And his record, guys, is 249 and 101.
I think we're missing a person on there.
Oh boy, that's my top three. Q. You have your top three, so you do
Not
your
about
thing.
my top three no more. I don't care about top three. I think we should, and this is after conversing with Sin.
Oh no.
I think we should hire Monty. I think we need to be safe, and I think Monty would be fine. I feel like Monty's not getting a fair shot here, bro. And no matter how we want to put this, no matter how we want to look at this, man, like we gotta give Monty a shot, bro. And no one in here can prove to me otherwise why Monty shouldn't have a shot. You can't give somebody a coaching job halfway through with when Palmineri was who you followed and think he's just gonna work a miracle. Like you can't do anything mentally. I say give Monty the team for a year.
For a year?
We give him it for a year, transitional period. And then the head coaching and waiting is on the staff. We up the NIL. If Monty succeeds, the head coaching and waiting leaves. We give Monty a 4-year deal. Yeah, I think it'll work. I think it could work. We could keep a lot of our key guys if we do this too, man. We could do this.
Here's all right. Here's my argument of points. Here's my argument of points
Craddock stays at this point.
I don't think we lose Craddock anyways. That's
dude, it's not the point. Craddock stays. I think Bo Holland stays. A healthy Bo Holland will help a lot. By the way,
Gamecock legacy, he's not going anywhere.
I'm just saying, like, what are we doing here? Monty wants to be here. And that's the motto of Carolina. If you want to be here, we'll let you stay. So why not Monty? We can save a couple bucks. Put it towards NIL. I think this is not a bad idea. And I bet you if we brought Sin on today, Sin would say the same thing. Sin would say Sin would say the same thing, bro. So I think we should give him a chance. We should give him a chance, bro. I think I think we should do it. I think it needs to be talked about. I think it needs to be.
For the ones that aren't listening or watching live on Facebook, YouTube X, I'm about to spike my headphones like the old ball coach did at South Carolina. Absolutely no. No.
He's literally won more games than Paul, so he can prove he can do it, bro. Like, I don't understand.
I swear, not going off of that at all. We're not doing that. We are not just doing that.
I think we need to look into it, bro. We need to look into it.
You no. There's no shot. You cannot have somebody for a year. This works and this doesn't work.
Bro. No, bro. We need to look into it. I don't care what nobody says. We need to look into it. I'm going to find out how much of a chance he has. Next episode, I will have pure details of how much of a chance Monty has. Dude, you don't freaking know. I'm going to talk to my people, bro. We're going to find out.
My people says 0 chance. And that's definitely as a last weekend.
That was last weekend, bro. It's a new day. It's freaking Tuesday.
Oh, so we're just going to go, hey, we just got swept by LSU. But hey, have things changed since the last few days? I know we hadn't played ball or anything.
Bro, I don't care what nobody says.
Oh my God,
Monty, there are still believers out here. I'm just putting out the facts for you guys. I'm just putting out the facts.
Man, I gotta tell you.
Let's ask the people. Ask the people, bro.
That's fine. We will ask the people. Do you want Monty Lee retained as head coach? I'm telling you, the majority.
That's not. See, look at your wording. It's negatory. Do you feel Monty, with the proper resources, can change things as of today? That's more positive, more forward thinking.
Oh, we're so getting canceled, I swear. I gotta tell you. Monty had shots. He had opportunities to get things done right. Okay.
Like what opportunity, bro?
Not
You
at
worked
South,
hard
not
on that.
not at
Dude,
South Carolina. Not at South
Clemson is
Carolina.
Clemson's a dumpster fire, bro. Like, let's not do this, bro.
I don't disagree that Clemson's a dumpster fire, and I will say I do feel like he was robbed that 2020 season because of COVID, because they had a really good team that year. Honestly,
Right? Okay.
they probably could have
He
been
at
that
the end of the
team.
day, give Monty. I'm just saying, look at it. Just take a look. The man at least deserves an interview.
I don't disagree that he does not deserve. No, I can see him get an interview. I've got nothing against that. That's fine. I have absolutely nothing against getting an interview.
And then after he gets the interview, we give him a contract.
Now, see, now that's where I'm out. See, this is where, yeah, no, we are exactly where we're at now, right now, this point, because of things like that, right? Will Muschamp, it's just, hey, it's the easy way in. Come on, get him.
At the end of the day, Muschamp doesn't count because I said Muschamp should have been gone. I personally would not have gotten Muschamp. Me personally,
no. Lincoln Riley was my guy straight up that year.
I wouldn't have got Lincoln either. You know who I would have hired? You know who I would have hired?
We were not going to get him after what happened.
You know who I would have gotten, bro?
Yes, I know who you would have gotten. The guy with the bowl cut that sits in Athens, Georgia.
No, I don't want him. I don't care about no Kirby.
We were going to get him.
We were going to get him. The contract's supposed to be signed, but that's not who I wanted.
I still want to know who ran his mouth.
Hear me out. It wasn't anyone who ran their mouth. You gotta know, Georgia people know what's going on, bro, with their old people. This who I would have took. Y'all hate to hear this, but I ain't gonna lie to you. And I think it would have worked. Lane Kiffin.
Where was Lane at that time?
I can't remember. I think
he was at Ole Miss. No, Florida Atlantic. Hold on.
Was he? This was the 2015 season, right? No.
Yeah, it was after 2015, so we're going into 2016. And
when he had Alabama being a
he was Alabama as the OC. Yep.
We could have snuck in and caused so many waves with Lane Kiffin. We should have got Kiffin. We didn't do our due justice because Kiffin would have stayed for 2 years max.
Yeah, but the board of trustees would have never touched that, though.
Bro, the board of trustees would have definitely done that for the money situation. Do you know how much money Lane would have brought in if we would have brought Lane in at that time? And we would have ushered us in a better way. We would have at least been scoring points. We could have done some things with Lane as OC and head coach. An immature Lane would have won us some games. And we wouldn't have been in as bad of shape when we were able to hire Shane Beamer. All I'm saying is you should have done it. I would have done it.
Should have done a lot. Should have done a lot of stuff, and we just we don't have the brains sometimes to do it. And I just don't understand why.
So all I'm saying is the answer's right in front of you. Monty Lee for the dub.
Oh, incredible. So we went from Gamecock baseball, top 3 coaches, minor league getting the job, to Lane Kiffin. That's the Walk On podcast for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Ask the people that too. I bet you they would have took Lane over Will Muschamp. Bet you.
Nobody's going to fight that at all. Will Muschamp was an idiot. Should have never had the job at South Carolina.
He was a great defensive coordinator, though. Sure. He was a great defensive coordinator. Good person. Terrible leader. Terrible.
Awful leader. Just didn't have it. He really wasn't a bad guy, though. Surely he's not. I know a lot of players that played under him. That's fair.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
That's fair to say. Unlike Paul Mainieri.
Paul Mainieri might be the worst person that anyone's ever told me is a Hall of Famer in my entire existence.
I agree.
And people have told me James Harden is a Hall of Famer, and that's disgusting too.
That dude is not. Is James Harden Hall of Famer?
That's what I said. Dude is a Hall of Fame choke artist, but Hall of Famer, no.
That's crazy. That's wild. That's absolutely insane. Speaking of NBA, Q, we do need to speak about this, man. I want to talk about Colin Murray-Boyle's rookie season with the Toronto Raptors this year.
And, he played elite. He did good. Yeah, I remember people said he was not going to translate well. Experts, as they say, even said this.
Oh,
experts, as they say, even said
Are they
this.
are they forklift certified? That's one of my questions for one of them. No.
Oh, one is forklift certified, but
Yeah,
he's
what was forklift certified?
he's
Yeah.
not going to own it. But others that are
No.
not experts did say he wasn't going to translate, and he did.
I don't even have to.
A lot of people owe Colin Murray Boyles an apology. They do. They owe an apology. He's going to be really good in the NBA. His defense alone. That's why I said defensively he's going to make it, bro. He's what it is. So.
Yeah, shout out to CMB for the season he had, man. It was a spectacular season for CMB. He did a job.
Agreed.
He really did.
I do agree with that.
I mean, and one of the plays that he made, forced Game 7, right? He had that turnover, so that ended up as that 3. That was the craziest 3 I've ever seen. Just about, it was insane.
Yeah. So it's good. I'm proud of him. Look forward to seeing what he does next year.
Yeah, shout out to CMB. Gamecock basketball Q. Lamont Paris said they're going to wrap things up here shortly, maybe the next week or so, maybe 2 weeks, just depending on how everything falls.
It's just some paperwork stuff. Once this paperwork stuff gets in, everybody will know what's up. And then he'll get his assistant coach as well. I mean, he's going to be fine. He's put together quietly a squad. I'm very intrigued to see. He's quietly put together a squad. I'm very intrigued to see.
Meanwhile, Will Wade at LSU has what, 4 players right now?
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
On my roster.
I'm not gonna lie. It's actually kind of funny.
What is he supposed to do? Like, you got to be able to.
He got to start begging. He gonna have to start begging some people to come back.
Who are you begging at this point? Like, I don't even know who's still in the portal, who's not. Like,
there's like 1,700 people still in the portal. He's got plenty to choose from.
Yeah, he's gonna have to find something.
Yeah,
he's gonna have to. I don't know what he's gonna do, but Will Wade. He's
good luck.
Yeah. Good luck to you, kid. Good luck to you. Could have to a better person, honestly. That way, the whole situation unfolded the way they did.
Yeah, he's a wacko. He's a wacko.
That's not even the right word for it. Just another not so nice guy in the SEC that I could, would not, if somebody else, hey, you need to go either sit at the table with Will Wade or go sit at the table with, I don't know, some homicidal maniac. I don't know. I'd probably pick the homicidal maniac, honestly, because that guy might. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
Dang.
Yeah, well, it's like that. Will Wade. It's like that with old buddy from Florida. That's a creeper right there, bud.
Oh, Ty Golden.
Ty Golden is a creep. That's a creep, man. He's gotten away with some stuff already at Florida.
Yeah, he's
like,
a weirdo, bro. He's a weirdo, bro. He's a weirdo.
Yeah. Hey, it's gonna catch him. Yeah, it's gonna catch him. You can't hide your tendencies.
Nah, he's gonna be good next year, but yeah, he'll catch you eventually.
Yeah, it'll catch up to him.
It's catch up, bitch.
Yeah, it'll catch up to him. Q, anything else before we wrap it up, my guy?
Nah, man. I think we just got to keep rolling and watch what's going to happen. Things are going to start heating up here soon, so just got to stay afloat.
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, recruiting's hot as things are, and you'll get predictions in there, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I thought that was going the different way, and don't always feed into those predictions, man, because next thing you know, they're flipped to another team just like that. Just saying.
I'm not doing this. Goodbye. I'm not doing this. That's bait.
Reel a bit. Anyways, guys, appreciate y'all tuning into the Welcome On Podcast live on YouTube, X, all those good places you catch the show on Facebook. Appreciate y'all listening to the Welcome On Podcast on Apple and Spotify, the official voice of South Carolina on the Believe Network, guys.